Hi, welcome to C#.net. If you want the latest videos related to C# and .NET, please visit our website. You can find a lot of videos with step-by-step description with a sample code. So if you need, just come to this website and try to browse through the topics so you will just get something useful. So today we are going to talk about the difference between converters and multi-value converters. So before that, before starting with the converters and multi-value converters, we really need to understand what do we mean by converters, why we need converters in our WPF applications. So before going ahead with converters, I just want to give you a brief. This is the open application right now. This is a sample MVVM application which I have created earlier. I will strongly recommend, if you are not familiar with MVVM, just go back, watch the video which I'm providing the link, how to create a sample MVVM application, because that is really the core of when you're going to use the concepts like converters. So you should actually understand how the MVVM pattern works. Okay. So right now, if we'll just go back or if we'll see our application, I'm just going to run the application. So what we have created in the in the application is, if you run the application, then we can see the application just pops up and it has a get records button. Okay, so I click on get records and I get the customer ID, customer name, customer address, customer rating. So I'm getting into these things. Okay, so right now actually I want to do something based on this. Everything is the same color, right? For one, it's for Steve it's white, for Jones it's white. Every row is pretty bland, it's white. So I want to give the colors. Okay, I want to give the colors to these rows. Okay, I want to give, for Steve, let's say I want to give it red. For Jones, I want to give it yellow, or I want to give it blue. Okay, depending on the names. Okay, depending on the names, I want to give them values. Suppose for Ra1, if the name is Ra1, okay, here, right at this column, and right at this row, I want to give, if the rows contains the customer name as Ra1, so let's give the name and give it a red color. If it is not Ra1, then just go ahead and give it any other color. Okay, so we are going to see how exactly we are going to see how we are going to change the color using our converters. So this is exactly what converter does, right? I want to convert the color of the row, okay, depending on the customer name. So we are actually changing the customer name to a color. That's what exactly we are doing. So that is a converter. Okay. Once again, what converter is doing? Converter is taking a value. It can take any value. It doesn't require to be the row value only. It can take also the button value, any value, and can I want to convert that to something else. Okay. Right now, my aim is to convert the custom name, the row value to a column. So I'm going to do that. Once you see it, actually it is a lot easier. Don't be confused. So just see how it is working. Then actually you can go ahead and start playing with, and you will get a really good idea. So let's go ahead and start. So once we are okay with the concept converters, then we'll just go ahead and see what exactly is multi-value converters. So first we need to understand what exactly is the converter. So let's go ahead and create, so here just we'll change it, instead of taking the name Ra1, so let's take a value of 7. If the value is less than or greater than 7, then let's color code the row as blue. Otherwise, just let's give the color as red. Okay, so let's go ahead and taking depending on the value, customer rating. And this is more practical, right? If you want, you want to rate something as red or green, so the rating is important. So let's take this thing, the customer rating, and let's go ahead and create our converter. So once again, the scenario is I'm clicking on get records. Okay, so I'm finding this customer rating. So depending on the customer rating, I'm going to mark this row as either green or red. Okay, so let's go ahead and start doing it. So actually, if you want to, I mean, if you see the problems here, I mean, uh, how do you actually normally give a row the color coding? Okay, so let's go ahead and start doing it. So normally we just go ahead, we come here, set property, okay, and here the property will be background, okay, and then comes the value, okay. So let's say I will give it rate, okay, and let's see, go ahead and just compile the and start the application. Oops, there's an error. Let's background is not a value thing, okay. Thing. I think that's valid, but we just need the style status. So we just go ahead and create the style status. Status. Okay, we already have the status, so we need that style status. Try dots. Status. Status. Property equal to background. Okay, and let's give it say value as constant. We will go with rate. Rate. Okay. And this again I think need to be inside our target type. So just go, let's go ahead and copy paste the code. Now let's run the application and see what exactly. Okay, now see what exactly is happening. I mean, I'm in everything as rate, right? See, click. It's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, doesn't matter. Every time it is, it's rate. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and change the value a bit. I'll just come here and I'll say green. Okay, and let's run the application. Now everything is green, but we don't want that, right? Based on the customer rating, I want to make it as either as green, blue, white, whatever. But I want it to be different, right? I want to convert the customer value to a color. I want that. I don't want to get everything the single color. So how we are going to do it? So let's go ahead and start with that. So for that, for this thing, because I want it, I see here what I'm getting is I'm setting the property as background and I'm giving the value, okay, as green, okay. I'm setting the background value as green. I don't want the value to be green, okay. I want the value to be the customer rating, and that customer rating should be converted back to a color code. Correct? Once again, I want the background value not to be green here. Okay, I don't want the background value to be green. What I want the background value to be the customer rating, and that customer rating should be converted to a color code. So let's see how we are going to do it. So let's go ahead and add a folder to our application. Let's say converters collection. Okay, and I'm going to add a class to it, and I'm going to name this class as single converter. Or and normally we cannot name single converter. We can do that, but single converter, because we are going to see the difference between multi-value converter and converter. So I'm just naming this as single converter. So let's go ahead and add the single converter. Okay, good. So we have this. Now what we are going to do is, this is going to be a converter. So for that, actually we have a interface called IValueConverter. So let's go ahead and okay. So right now we have given IValueConverter, but we have to use using. Okay. So I can actually go ahead, right click on reserve, and then click on using. But I prefer this shortcut, so I will just go ahead, press Control dot. It will come over here nice and click. Then I will just press enter. Okay, that's pretty much it. So we have the converter right now. Now what's the next thing? We need to implement the converter. Okay, and we need to implement the interface. So again, I will just go ahead and say Control A dot. So it's saying okay, implement the interface. I will convert. I will say yes. Okay, that's it. So right now we'll see what exactly. So what we are going to do and what we are getting from our this thing, we are going to get from here the customer rating. So let's come here and say bad, not bad. Let's say int. Okay, customer rating or whatever you want. If you want to have a better name, just go ahead and give it. So int 32 dot class. Okay, and this is the thing. This value is actually responsible. This value is actually what we are going to get from our binding. So let's go ahead and say value dot to string. Okay, and if okay, customer rating is greater than 6, then color code this one as return new brush. Sorry, it's a solid color brush, I think. Brush. It's not a solid color brush. Yes, it's a solid color brush. Okay, and we are going to give it the colors. Okay, and I'm going to say if it is greater than 6, then say it as green. Okay, and if it is not greater than 6, then I want that to be marked as red. Okay, that's pretty much for it now. So we'll just understand from till this point. We will go to the convert back and later sometime, but we right now need to understand how the conversion is taking place. So let's stop here. So right now what we are given to give the customer rating is greater than 6, then just come here and color code this one is green, otherwise it should be red. Okay, so let's save. And so this is our right now converter is ready, but how we are going to actually use this in our binding, how we are going to use this in our channel. So let's see. So how we are going to use this in our channel. Okay, so whenever we are creating something, creating anything, almost anything in VVM, so we are going to leverage the binding. So we'll see how we are actually going to use the binding here. Right now we have created a converter and how we are going to bind that here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with that. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create a XML namespace. Okay, we are going to refer the namespace first. XML namespace, and let's give again the same name, the converter collection. Okay, equal to CLR hyphen namespace. And what is the namespace here? The namespace is sample AVVN converters collection. Okay. Okay. So here we are ready with we have a reference to the XML namespace. We have the namespace. So this is how it works. In Jaml, whenever you're going to do something, you have to actually map the things, right? So Jaml doesn't know which namespace you are going to refer. So here we have given it as XML namespace. So now it knows which namespace to refer, but it doesn't know which class to refer. So we'll see how we are going to refer to the class. Okay. So come over here. Will declare windows.resources. Okay. Now I have just created a converter collection. That is my namespace. So the moment I give a colon, it says me which classes are there. So right now I have just one class, so it's showing single converter. That's pretty much good. So I'm going to give it a key so that I can. It's like you are creating an object. Right now you know which class is this. Okay. You know the namespace is converter collection, and your class is single converter. Now you need to instantiate so that you can use it in your application. So we're just creating an object out of it. So which thing you are going to refer right now? So we are going to refer, and we can give any name. We'll say single color converter. Okay, that's it. So now we can use the converter using this key whenever and wherever we want. So let's come here. So what we said just before some time is we don't want the value to be print. We want the value to be the customer rating, and that should be converted back using our converter to a color code. So again, so we are going to use bind. So what exactly we are going to bind? We are going to bind with the customer rating. So let's come to our customers class and take from here the customer rating. Okay, that is done. Now we are going to use the converter here. So equal to type of resource and the instance of the converter class. That is the key. Okay. So let's go ahead now and start our application. And click on the get records. Now everybody is green because everybody is greater than 7. So let's go ahead and click on get records again. See, right now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, those are less than 7, those are green. See, this is working perfectly fine, right? See, right now everything is again everything greater than 7. Let's click again. This is working fine. So how it is working? Let's go ahead and understand this. Then we'll be able to very easily understand how the multi-value converter is working. So let's come to our converter class and put a breakpoint here. And where is our application? Okay, and not enable debugging, so let's stop this and start it again. Okay, so see right now what happens. The moment I say get records, if you see this value is 7. So it's coming over here. It's saying okay, it's green. What's the next value? So it's coming over here, it's getting the value, it's again coming back here. Now this is 8. So it really say, try to understand here, try to relate so it will be more clear. What we are passing as a value, we are passing value as customer rating. Okay. The background actually doesn't take integer value. It always take a brush. Okay. And the background is of a type solid brush. Okay. So it doesn't accept this integer. We are passing we are setting the value as a customer rating and we are actually converting that. Okay, so as we said, we didn't want the background value to be a green, red or yellow. We want that value to be this customer rating, so we're binding it with customer rating, and then we want that customer rating to be converted back to a converter. So that was our simple aim. So that's what we are doing here. We are passing that value as customer rating, then we are getting this value here, then we are just converting that value and returning it. Pretty simple. And when we see, it's work as expected. Correct? So right now this is fine. We are able to now understand how this value converter works. Okay. Now this is a pretty simple thing. We are just taking the customer rating, okay, and we are just changing the values. But we can also come up with a scenario. Your PM comes to you, or your faculty members, your teachers, they come to you and say, no, I just want a combination right now. Okay, I just don't want to filter by the ratings. What I want you to do is color code these people using the ratings and the customer name. Few customers might have higher appreciation, few have little less, few are actually rate coded. So depending on this combination, and based on rating and the name, okay, you need to change the color code. Okay. So how we are going to do that? What is the requirement? You want the application, this grid row to be converted, the colors to be different depending on customer rating and the customer name. So you are not depending on a single value right now. You are depending on two different values, that is customer rating and customer name. Okay. So to do that, we need multi-value converter, because we are converting multiple values. So we need a multi-value converter. So that is what we have, IMultivalueConverter converter. Okay. So we are going to see how we are going to do that. That's not at all difficult. That's pretty much same what we are saying, but we are going to see it in action how we are going to do it depending on two values. Okay. So let's go ahead and create first a multi-value converter. I'm just going to come here and I'm going to adjust again. I prefer shortcuts. You can come here, right click and say add new item or new class, or you can just paste control C. I just forgot. Shift on C. Okay, so I'm going to name this class as I will say multiple value converter. Okay. Actually, we can. Okay. Actually, what we'll do is we are just going to delete this file, and we're just writing the same file so that we can compare. And we'll just delete this file. We don't need this file. Okay. I'm going to just create the class here so that we can compare. Right now, if you see in the single converter, we have actually implemented the interface IValueConverter. Right now, here in multiple value converter, we are going to implement interface that says IMultivalue converter. That's it. Let's go ahead and implement using control.enter. Okay, and here it is. Right now we have, you know, just compare the convert method of IValueConverter and IMultivalueConverter. If you see, the convert, okay, has a parameter object value, that is a single value. But here, if you see, in the IMultivalueConverter, what you have in the value is an array of object. Okay. Again, if you see the convert method, you will find one value, object value. But if you are coming here, if you are checking IMultivalueConverter, it is an array of objects, array of values, whatever you want to say. Why? Because this is a multiple converter. Okay, the conversion is going to happen depending on the multiple number of values. Okay, so that's why. Pretty simple. So what we are going to see now, do now is we are going to implement the multiple converter. So we have the code already. So let's go ahead and just paste it. Because this is pretty much same. What I'm doing here is I'm checking if the values are not null and value 0 is not unset and value is 1. We are passing two values, so we are making sure, okay, these values are actually coming from the YAML. It should not be unset values. Okay. Then what I'm saying, I'm again saying customer rating is the first thing we are passing from YAML, and the customer name we are passing as the second parameter from YAML. Okay. Then I'm checking the customer name equal to 1. Okay, and customer rating is greater than 7. Then only we want to mark that as green. Okay, we are very strict about our policies. So we are checking, we are just giving the ratings to only few customers, not the pool of customers. So I'm checking if the customer name is one and the rating is greater than 7, then only we are going to go ahead and mark that as green. Else yellow. We are not marking anything as red. Sorry, we are actually this else statement is unnecessary. So let's go ahead and comment that. And either we are saying green or red here. Okay. So let's go ahead and build it, and we'll see how we're going to from our channel. Okay. So let's come back to our main Windows.YAML. Okay. And oh sorry, this is not channel. Okay, so again we are going to create a new class. We need to refer it. So we'll come to Windows.resources. We'll come to converter collection. Now see, if when I give this why I'm not getting once it is. We'll try once again. Converter collection. This might be just the intelligence, so let's go ahead and try. So this is we have just created the object of converter collection. Now we have this multiple color. We see here we have actually referenced the class multiple value converters, and we have instantiated that using the X key. So now the object's name is multiple color converters. So we are going to see how we will use it using our how we will use multiple value converters. So it is going to be a little bit different here. So let's comment this out. So right now we are going to use multiple values. So how we are going to pass multiple values to a multi-value converter, it's a little bit different. So we're going to do this, do it like this. We are coming to setup. I don't know why the IntelliSense is not working. This is bad, but anyhow, we will manage that. This is really bad. What happened to IntelliSense? What we'll do quickly is just save the time. I'm just going to copy this one. Okay, we don't need this kind of citrus again. Not this one. Kind of citrus. What we are missing here. Let's try again. Okay. And let's try to now. How do we just make a little bit more change here? Center of value. Okay, now the converter says we have here multi-color converter. So just we are going to get the name. So this is how we are going to pass the values to a multiple value converter. So here it is. So initially in a normal converter, what we used to do is we are giving the setter, property as background, and value as this customer rating. But it is going to change with multiple value converter. What we are going to see is we are going to pass multiple values. So we are saying setter property called background, then we are setting this as setter.value, then we are saying multi-binding, okay, multi-binding and converter, static resource is multiple converters, and then the first parameter is customer rating as we have written in our converter, and the second parameter is customer name. So this is exactly what we are doing inside our converter. If we come to our converter, see multiple value converters, okay, and we have named this actually single converters. We'll change that later, but here it is. So in our single converter, the first thing we are getting it as customer rating, and the second one is the customer name, and that's what exactly how we are passing. The first thing is customer rating, and the second thing is customer name. So everything seems fine, so let's go ahead. This is the reason why we are actually getting the anyhow, let's go ahead, build the application and start the application, see how it is working. So let's go ahead and click on get records. Now everything is ready, though raw1 is there, but its customer rating is 4, so it is right. Let's go ahead and see again. raw1 is 7. Now raw1 is 11, and it's greater than 7, so it's great, right? So this is how our multi-value converter is working. So let's come here and put a breakpoint here and see how it is working. I'll say get records. Now we are getting two values in the array. The first one is the customer rating, and the second one is the name. So depending on that, we are getting the value, correct? And this works. So this is the main difference between the IValueConverter and the IMultivalueConverter. IValueConverter converts a single value, whereas the multi-value converters a multiple number of values to actually something that you wanted to an object. It can be anything. This is pretty much it. I think you would like the video. Actually, I am going to talk about this binding, what we have seen right now in our main Windows store channel. We have seen this multiple binding. I'm going to why actually we're doing this. I'm going to demonstrate that in a separate video, because this video is going to be much lengthy explaining it. So stay tuned, and please, if you like this video, please click on the like, and if you want to get more videos like this on WPF, C#, WCF, and jQuery, HTML5, then please subscribe to this channel. I'm going to really upload quite good videos to it. So if you really like the videos, please click on like and subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned. And if you want the source code, so please visit to my site 3sharp.net. Okay, yeah, that's 3sharp.net. So there I'll be uploading the source code. Also, I'm going to write an article which will explain this this video step by step, so you can have a better understanding when you are looking into this video. and comparing the article. And if you always, you will have the source code by going to my website, so that you can always download and play around with it, and you can always get the experience yourself. And if you have any doubt, any feedback, you can always leave the comment in the YouTube section, or you can just go ahead and leave the comment in my website shushab.net. So that way I will definitely pitch in, and I will solve, I will try to solve, or I will get some help. I'll try, and I will see how it will be a lot of help to you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.